hearing aids. Book your free 15-minute hearing check with your local audiology professional at specsavers.com.au/hearing. Conditions apply.
When you build with Lamar Homes, things happen pretty quickly. I'm talking months, not years. At Lamar Homes, we never take on too much. We're nimble enough to move on things a lot quicker, so you won't be waiting forever to live the dream. Plus, right now, Lamar Homes is throwing in $35,000 for your concreting, landscaping and fencing. $35,000 of extras and move in way sooner? Absolutely. T's and C's apply. lamarhomes.com.au. Here today, home tomorrow. Sooner.
Four-wheel driving? If you want to get there, you want to be TJM equipped. TJM, Nailsworth in Clovelly Park.
This is the FIVEAA Fishing Show, presented by Ned McHenry.
It is 28 minutes to 7. Welcome along to a Tuesday night at 6:30. It is always the Ned McHenry Fishing Show. Sam Tugwell in company, and alongside me, of course, the great Ned McHenry. Welcome.
The great Sam Tugwell. Good to see you. I don't like that it's the Ned McHenry Fishing Show. How many times do I have to say it? Well, it's our fishing show. We get on here.
It doesn't matter.
We discuss all things happening. We're going to talk about what's biting. We've got a great guest on today, Sammy. It should be a good show.
I'm looking forward to the story that your guest is going to bring tonight. He's only a few minutes away, but I'm fascinated. It's a great yarn about someone who's got some freedom in their life and they want to take their... get exploring.
Stick around for this guest. I reckon this one will be really cool. I'm interested to see what he says as well. I've got a question for you, Sammy.
Let's go.
Let's look into the future, right? For you.
Yep.
Now, I've never asked you this. Older Sammy. So you're Sammy now. I'm talking about older Sammy. Let's
Sammy
talk 45.
Can I stop you there? Sammy is something my mum used to call me as a kid.
I always call you Sammy.
You do every day. I get text messages from friends calling me Sammy now because of you.
Serious?
Yeah. People now... I've never been called Sammy outside of my mother as a child.
So my mum calls you Sammy and my mates call you Sammy because they think that's what everyone calls you.
There you go. No.
My mum is the only person who listens to the show probably. Yep. She goes, "Oh, good show. Sammy was great. How's he going?" I go, "Yeah, Sam's good. He's good." Anyway.
How funny is that?
Older Sammy.
Yeah, older Sammy, right? Yep.
40 years old. You've got 2 kids. Let me give you some options.
Yep.
1, you can go overseas for a year. So you've saved up a bit of money. You can do so. You can go overseas for a year.
Yep.
2, you can go round the country in a caravan.
Okay.
And see the wonders of the world right around the country.
Yeah.
Number 3, you can go on a cruise for a year and stop in at all the ports.
Nice.
Or number 4, option D, you can choose something else. What would you do?
All those options I love. Exploring the world would be great. Exploring Australia would be fantastic. I don't like cruises. So either of the first two.
One or the two.
Yeah.
So would you go around the country in a caravan or would you kind of backpack with the kids?
I reckon getting around the world would be more exciting. Caravan, you get a little bit bored of being inside the same place, but that's just me.
Well, here we go.
Well, let's find out.
Well, have I organised a good guest for you to answer those questions? The man I speak of, Hayden Steinman, his wife Sarah and his 2 kids, they've done exactly that. They've packed up normal life, they've bought a fantastic caravan, and they're touring right around the country. I can't wait for this chat.
Wow.
Hayden, how are you, mate?
Yeah, good, Ned. How you going, mate?
Going really well, mate. Thanks for joining us on the show. Fishing, caravanning, outdoors, it all kind of goes hand in hand, and I know you are towing around the tinny too, so you're doing plenty of fishing. What made you want to do this, mate?
Oh, look, I think we kind of realised with the young kids, it's either sort of now or when we're old. And, yeah, kind of figured while we're still fit, healthy, may as well just do it. So, yeah, here we are.
So you had the traditional life. You had an awesome boat. You used to do some incredible fishing out near Port Lincoln. Is that right? Coffin Bay?
Yeah, mate, sure did.
So are you missing the fishing, mate? Yeah, I know you got the tinny, but what's the go with all your fishing now?
Oh, look, still try and get out as much as we can. We've obviously got the tinny. Depending on where we are, use it, pretty regularly. I mean, it's just been all along Ningaloo for sort of around 3 months. And,
wow.
I mean, I reckon the tinny was in the water at least 4 or 5 times a week. So, yeah, look, I miss sort of chasing kingfish and samson fish and a few tuna and that. But, I mean, there's plenty of other fish to target.
Mate, talk to us, because I'm assuming, without knowing you in depth, that you had the traditional life. You would have had maybe a house, you had the big boat, and you decided to pack it all up and go away and do it. It obviously is possible. Is it what you expected, and how did you do it?
Oh, yeah, look, I mean, it has its days with the kids doing long drives in the car, but apart from that, it's, pretty awesome. I mean, don't miss the cold weather. Like at the moment, we're down on Cable Beach in Broome, and it's probably mid to high 20s. It's pretty nice.
Mate, that is beautiful.
But,
So I see all of your content on social media. On Instagram, it's @RealSalty if you want to follow your adventures. And it looks picturesque. You've got the ocean, you've got the kids in the tinny with you fishing. It can't be that easy all the time, living in a caravan with a family, can it?
not all the time, mate. Definitely, yeah. Like I said, it has its days, but I reckon there's a hell of a lot more good days than not. So, yeah, we don't regret it at all. And, yeah, loving it.
And, mate, when do you think this adventure is going to end? Like, how long are you going to be on the road for?
Hard to say. I reckon we've at least got another year or so in it. But, yeah, when we've had enough, I guess. Yeah, at least another year, I reckon. It's starting to go pretty good.
Oh,
but,
well done.
Yeah, hard to put a date to it. I mean, last year we went up the centre, did NT and WA, and then this year we've gone back across WA and heading back up and to NT again. So still got to do all the East Coast and Tassie, and yeah, we just can't get out of WA at the moment. We're loving it.
Absolutely brilliant. Mate, beautiful part of the world. My co-host Sammy, I put it to him, you might have heard. I said, do you want to go overseas for a year or do you want to travel around the country in a caravan? He said overseas. I want you just quickly to either convince him or tell him that he's made the right call, that he doesn't need screaming kids.
Give it to me, Hayden.
Oh, look, it's a hard one. I mean, they're both good options, but with the kids, I don't reckon you can beat going around the country, especially if you can manage to take a tinny with you. I mean, that opens up so many options. I mean, we love our land-based fishing, but getting out in the tinny, you just can't beat it.
Well, Hayden, you make a good point. You can't take a boat on a plane, so you've already sold me there.
You can't fit that quite in the backpack,
No, you
can you, Sammy?
cannot, so
And
maybe you're right.
Sammy's a keen fisherman now that he's joined the fishing show
converted.
too. So, last question, Hayden, because I'm intrigued by this, right? You pack up your life and you go caravanning. What an awesome life. Like, you'd have dinners on a trestle table on the most beautiful beaches in the country. You'd cruise around on your own time. What's the advice for someone who might be thinking, that's actually something I've always wanted to do, but I just don't know how to go about it? Like, any advice, any hidden gems?
I reckon you've just got to kind of, if that's what you want to do, you've just got to kind of give it a crack. I mean, yeah, it'll either be for you or it won't be. I reckon you'll work it out pretty quick. I mean, there's a bit of an adjustment period with the kids, but
Yep.
yeah, just if that's something you're interested in, I reckon, yeah, just go for it.
Just go for it. Is there a better word ever spoken, Sammy?
That's right.
That's a nice motto. You could put that on a T-shirt or something, I reckon, or a bumper sticker. You should have that on a bumper sticker of the caravan.
Just go for it.
Oh, I love it, Hayden. Well said, mate. We absolutely love that sentiment. And enjoy the rest of your trip. It doesn't sound like there's an end date, so keep going while you can, mate. I love it.
That's it, mate. No worries. Will do.
Well done,
All right,
mate.
cheers, guys. Enjoy. I'm going to get back to cooking up a few steaks on the barbie down on Cable Beach.
Stop. No, get him off. Get him off now. Oh, well done, mate. Well done.
No worries. All right, guys. Have a good one.
Thank you, Hayden. Hayden,
Our
there, who's-
guest, Sammy.
So you can find it and follow his adventures on @RealSalty on social media. That
On
is a
social media.
fantastic. I love how, and as he said, he sort of said, just go with it. It's a bit like a major multi-billion-dollar shoe brand, I think, around the world that has
Yeah,
something very
well done.
similar. But I like how he's just bit the bullet and gone for it. What about you? Have you ever sort of gone with your mates or even yourself and just bit the bullet and gone, stuff it, I'm going to go on a trip to here because it's that good, I've got to go and see it?
Well, that's what this show is all about. We love our fishing. We're always talking about fishing and just making it happen. It's like, just biting the bullet and making that decision to go on that big trip fishing or get in the car and do your couple of hours. That's why I was so excited to have Hayden on, because it goes hand in hand. Like, his adventure is exactly what we love about our fishing. So it was great to chat to him, and it just spurs that little spark in you, doesn't it? Like,
Absolutely.
what trip could I do? It doesn't necessarily have to be an expensive trip, a flash trip. It's just about getting out there and enjoying it. So credit to him. I thought that was a good guest and something we can, speak about on the fishing show.
Definitely.
It's outdoors, you're on beaches, you'd be cooking up fresh seafood. I mean, how good?
82230000. Give us a call this evening because I'd love to hear your stories around if you had a choice right now to just bite the bullet and just go.
Would you caravan? Would you go around the country?
What would you do? Where would you go?
I'd love to know.
I'd like to ask you, Ned, fishing-wise, just through a fishing lens,
Yep.
and we're not asking our callers exactly for that. I know it's a bit broad, but in terms of a fishing one, is there a beach around Australia or somewhere or a piece of water or land you just go, I just need to go there? I want to go there right now. If you could just choose to go.
Everywhere, Sammy,
Of course you
everywhere.
would. You're a traveller.
Mate, I love everywhere. WA is a coastline that I haven't explored enough, and my favourite part of the world is the Great Barrier Reef. So
Yeah,
if I
beautiful.
could time travel and have a year, obviously outside of footy, and I'm sure I'll be able to do it down the track, but to live somewhere with access to the beautiful Great Barrier Reef, I'm talking doing overnighters there, waking up around the coral, like Weber barbecue on as you wake, like that's living. Like, how good would that be? So any of those tropical places with great fisheries, good warm weather, fishing, mean, that's awesome. But the caravan trip seems to get more popular. Have you seen that in COVID?
I feel like it has. You're definitely right, COVID's where it started. My parents did the same thing. They've just recently taken their caravan around Australia in the last, I think it was just before COVID. They did a full half lap, so they went the Great Barrier Reef Way around the eastern side, went all the way up to Darwin and straight back down the middle.
Oh,
they're planning to do the western side as well at some point soon.
Stop it. Can I tag along on that one?
I think you might be able to.
I always ask our listeners if I can come over for dinner when they call up and offer. Now I'm trying to jump on that trip. Now, I would love to hear if you've ever thought about doing that big trip or whether it's something completely different. Would love to know and how you go about executing a trip like that.
We love that. 8223 0000. That's the number you can call into on 5AA. This is the fishing show, all thanks to TJM, four-wheel driving, and you want to get there, you need to be TJM equipped. Go to Nailsworth and Clovelly Park to find them. It is 18 minutes to 7. We'll take a quick break. We've got some hot spots on the way too, and more of your calls.
Join Rowie and Timmy G in the studio every afternoon with 5AA's live video stream of The Sport Show. Thanks to Foodland. With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
Boy, do I love my boat. And gee, I saved hundreds on a new anchor winch.
Which winch, honey?
Mix winch.
Oh, and who found Mix Winch?
You did, honey.
Who looked up Mix Winch online?
Well, you did, honey.
And who called Mix Winch?
You did, honey.
So who saved hundreds on a Mix Winch?
Okay. We saved hundreds on a Mix winch, and you can too. Visit mixwinch.com.au or call 0422 339 350 today.
Which winch, honey?
Mix winch.
There are many joys that come with growing older, and Arbor Vitae helps you optimise these joys. Arbor Vitae is an anti-inflammatory supplement made from natural ingredients like pycnogenol, enzyme papain from the papaya fruit, aloe vera and honey. It helps to reduce mild arthritis, relieve other joint pain, and helps to maintain healthy blood glucose, cholesterol levels and cognitive functions. For Tracy from New South Wales, Arbor Vitae has saved her career. She's a cake maker by trade and suffered with sore hands for years. After trying Arbor Vitae, all her pain disappeared and she thanks Arbor Vitae for saving her career. Optimise your life and visit arborvitae.com.au. Remember, always read the label and follow the directions for use. Stocked in chemists and health food stores all over Adelaide.
The all-new 2.5-litre Nissan X-Trail has been awarded the 2023 Drive Car of the Year Best Medium SUV. And with Nissan Future Value Business Plus, a new fleet finance solution for small to medium businesses, you can drive the award-winning Nissan X-Trail ST for competitive weekly repayments that include the cost of scheduled servicing for the loan term. Visit nissan.com.au/business plus or contact your local Nissan dealer. Approved ABN registered small to medium fleet applicants of Nissan Financial Services. T's and C's and exclusions apply.
For a limited time, get 20% off lenses and selected brands at OPSM. Shop the latest range and choose from brands like Ray-Ban, Oakley and Prada. Hurry, offer ends this Sunday. Brand exclusions and further T's and C's apply. OPSM, all about your eyes.
Ray White, big name in real estate, but also the biggest name in business broking. What makes us big? Our people, like Brett Buckley and his team. MBA, lecturer and multi-time SA Business Broker of the Year. Brett doesn't just read a P&L, he feels it. If you're selling or expanding your business, Brett can take your business apart and find you more money. And we're not talking small change. Go on, touch base with Brett. Search Ray White Business Sales SA.
If your business needs finance fast, speak to Universal Finance right now. Universal Finance make business loans easy. Unsecured business loans and business overdrafts. Universal Finance can help your business now with same-day settlements in most cases. See Universal Finance in Kent Town or search Universal Finance. This is general advice only, and you should consider the terms and conditions before determining whether this advice is suitable for your situation.
Four-wheel driving? If you want to get there, you want to be TJM equipped. TJM, Nailsworth and Clovelly Park.
This is the 5AA Fishing Show, presented by Ned McHenry.
It is 14 minutes to 7. John Blake to follow after us, 7 o'clock. You can give us a call at any stage, 8223 0000. We were talking before the break about whether you could go anywhere in Australia and you want to bite the bullet and go somewhere. Where would it be? Give us a buzz. We'd love to hear from you.
We certainly would. We heard about Hayden's trip. They just packed up camp, got in the caravan, 2 kids, his wife Sarah, and they're touring the country.
Just go with it.
Sounds like a plan to me, Sammy. Just go with it. That was his call. Don, do you want to tour the country or have you got some fishing hotspots for us?
Cool. Both. I've been everywhere. I've been to Germany, been to Kuala Lumpur. I'd rather fish in our own backyard all around Australia.
Well done, Don.
If I had my motto, I'd have the best Winnebagos, the best trailer boat, you know, everything. But I'm on Kangaroo Island at the moment. I'm normally sitting in King Street, Paddington, talking to you on a Tuesday night, talking about Wallaroo. But tonight we're talking about Stokes Bay, Kangaroo Island.
Oh, you're a good man, Don. So have you been getting any fish out of Stokes Bay?
Well, we're lambing down there. We're doing lamb marking this time of year. But our neighbour went out yesterday and he got 15 nanagai.
Oh, righto. Yep, well, the weather's been good. We're finally being able to get out offshore.
Yeah. It's been like a mill pond the last 2 days.
Absolutely beautiful.
You know, it's calm as, that side of the island, but normally it's pretty rough. But the nanagai are there. There's no whiting at the moment, but there's plenty of nanagai.
Beautiful.
Nanagai is good to eat, but, if I had my way, I've got no children. I'd pack everything up, the missus, the cats, the dogs, and we cruise around the coast of Australia.
Sounds like a bloody plan to me, Don. Well said. I hope there's room for me. Can you get Don back on then? I just saw him shift away. Don, before you go, please, what did you lamb at? What was your lambing percentage?
So my little brother, he's been living on the island for 40-odd years, and he's about 150%.
150%?
He's got twins and triples and everything.
Wowzers.
He's only a hobby farmer. He runs 1,000 sheep, but he was captain coach of Pandana. He's played over 300 games, life member. He come over here when he was 18, bought some land, bought everything, 4 kids.
150%, Don.
His youngest son is the teacher of the Auskick.
Oh, righto. So,
Bailey, you probably met Bailey. He's the coach of Auskick.
There you
go. He's only 20, 21.
Oh, I might have met him. I'm 23. We might be mates, Don. We might have a couple of beers, Bailey and I. So for anyone who doesn't know, Don's just explained 150% lambing percentage. If you've got 100 ewes, so a mother sheep, essentially, to dumb it down, they've had 150 lambs for those 100 mums.
Wow.
So that's a pretty incredible percentage.
That's a lot.
Muzz and I, we're at 95% for our lambs down at Hartley. So, Don, we need your help. No, we're going okay. Darcy, fishing at St. George Bank, Tumby Bay, mate?
The Sir Joseph Bank.
Oh, Sir Joseph Bank. The groups, well done.
Beautiful spot. And then the postie there used to do the fishing charter.
Mate, the group there, that's got to be some of the best whiting fishing in the country, doesn't it?
Yeah, and then sneak one in if you're going overseas. I did tuna fishing in Fiji, and let me tell you, that's next level.
Next level? Do you remember what species of tuna you were catching there? Were they yellowfin?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then they're big. You go out where they do their big surf comp out there in the reef, and you're catching some big ones out there.
We don't catch the yellowfin tuna in SA, obviously, Sammy, but they are a harder fighting fish than the bluefin. I certainly love my bluefin, but the yellowfin, they'll go 4 times harder than the bluefin. And faster growing too, and faster. They live shorter life than the bluefin. Well said, Darcy. Sounds like he'll be back to Fiji quickly. Julian, deep sea fishing? Do you deep sea fishing in Miami?
Yeah, well, originally I was on a world tour, so I was actually in Africa, and we were going to a place called Swakopmund, and we decided we were going to book a deep sea fishing off of the coast of Africa. And when we got there, it happened to turn out that we were just going to go down the river, so we didn't quite go onto that expedition.
Oh, wow.
So when we got round to America, we booked in Miami, and I'm not a fisherman for anyone. I'm the one that will throw the rod and keep the hook in my hand and realise I've done the wrong way round. So, yeah, we sort of booked one. It was about $20. It was a while ago, about $20. That took us out off the coast, and we did some deep-sea fishing off of Florida.
Oh, brilliant. Florida, of all places. That's a big boating place, Florida. It's a huge boating place.
Yeah, I think the local guy owed something that's worth a couple of mil. But, yeah, and they said it was just after it was around 2010, so it was, everything was so cheap. We were supposed to go in the morning, and somehow or other it got messed up, so we went late in the afternoon, went about 2 k's offshore or a bit further, and just always just throwing out lines. They're really good helping us. And when we came back, they actually filleted it and gutted it all and gave it to fish.
Oh, Julian, sounds like a good charter. Sounds like a good operation.
Unbelievable.
Well, there you go, Miami. I've got Fiji, Miami. Everything's going everywhere. I don't know where to go. Robin, Port Lincoln fishing. There's somewhere I have been and love. Where have you caught there? What have you caught there?
Oh, the fish is so funny. My ex-husband lives in Port Lincoln, so we go over there and see my grandson and stuff. But, my daughter, she's like, everyone just flocks to her because she catches fish, right? And, one day we were there and we were catching fish, or she was, we weren't. And she was catching mullet, and there's a difference between mullet and another one that's the same, right? And anyway, the Port Lincoln fisheries come along and they go through our, and they come along and go, hang on, what's going on here? And
Robin, we don't advise rule breaking here. We hope you're all clean, I hope.
Absolutely.
Good,
yes,
good.
Anyway, so what's happened is my daughter's catching all the fish, right? And we're not catching anything. And they said, who caught this fish? It's too undersized and whatever. Anyway, my daughter didn't care. She keeps fishing while the fishing police are there, right?
So, Robin, were the fish undersized or oversized? We need to make this very clear. Oversized, I hope.
3 or 4 that were undersized, and we didn't know the difference, right?
Well, they need to go right back in ASAP, Robin. I can't condone that, I'm afraid.
Yeah, no, it's okay. But what happened was, we didn't get charged because she was 17.
Righto. Well, Robin, we've got to be clear on this show. We don't support any kind of undersized fishing or anything like that. Let's get them back in. I hope they were nice and healthy when they went back in. I'm sure they were. Gary from Ingle Farm, you've got a bit of a query regarding Don's call.
Yeah, Don was going to take his cats fishing, and I'm just wondering, what would he be catching on the cats?
No, Don did say the dog and the cat were going. Don, call back if you are listening. I want to know, do the cat and the dog get along in the caravan? Will they be fine, or what kind of situation with that, Gary?
You'd want to keep them separate because you want the bait in good condition when it goes out, don't you?
100%. So you're saying that there'll be no fish being caught with the cat around?
Well, unless it was a shark or a tuna, because, it would have to be something pretty big.
Yeah, that's right.
Well said.
Thank you, Gary. Appreciate all your calls. Very, very fun indeed. We're going to get to our hotspots, though, because we're running out of time. Thanks to Tackle World Adelaide Metro. They got the best range, price, service guaranteed. You can go find them at 612 Port Road, Allenby Gardens, or go online, tackleworldadelaide.com.au.
Nettie's Fishing Hotspots.
Yes, went in there actually, just to talk about Adelaide Tackle Metro, went in and got some good squid jigs. So we're going to talk about some squidding stuff with Ned's tip, because I went out yesterday, did really well despite some dirty water, and I've got a couple of hacks with that squid fishing I want to share.
Perfect.
Anyway, redfin, let's start freshwater, Sammy, because the freshwater guys, they message me on Instagram, Ned McHenry on Instagram, and they say, mate, more hotspots with the freshwater. Don't forget about us freshwater guys. I'm a bit of a saltwater croc rather than a freshwater croc, so let's get them in and make them the highlight, please. Redfin and big redfin at South Para Reservoir, Sammy. Heard about a couple of cod too in the Murray up to about 65 centimetres with mates that I've caught. So, yeah, watch this space there because there's a lot of carp around, but I'm hearing just cod slowly working back with those catches. A few guys who know what they're doing. There might be a bit of a change too in the cod handling legislation. So when you catch a Murray cod now, you're not legally allowed to take it out of the water.
Okay.
Because they're a native fish, they're a beautiful special fish, that legislation's been in place. But as you can imagine, that basically creates a whole host of issues. If that cod's got a lure parked right down its mouth and you want to recover that and make sure it's healthy to get out, you can't bring it into the boat to get the lure out, and it's a bit tricky. So, yeah, watch this space with the cod handling legislation. I reckon there might be something in play there. Would love to know our audience's thoughts on that. Locally, Brim in the Onk, lots using these fresh and live bloodworms they've been catching. We spoke about the blood run last episode, didn't we, Sammy? You can listen to that on the podcast. Salmon at Southport, up to 2 kilos. Bigger fish there, the salmon. That run locally is just going next level. The Flurio, salmon off the Esplanade down near Victor Harbour, going really well. At the Bluff, there's Tommies and squid off the Bluff there in Encounter Bay. And garfish around Normanville too. The reports of the gars just haven't quite been as active, mainly because of obviously weather. There's been a lot more rougher weather and seasonally, but the Gars are off Normanville. Had a lot of really good reports with those, and cockle season's too open too. I just wanted to make a bit of note around that. You can still go down and get your cockles, so that's a really good option down in Cooler. York's Port Julia in particular, with big squid and whiting. I could name all those coastal towns as we always do, but Port Julia is the town I want to note on York's. Fishing really well and some good land-based options too. Marion Bay, the boat ramp development's going on there, so they've just got about $3 million in funding to fix up that bloody boat ramp at Marion Bay.
That is excellent. That's a good result.
Bit of a win for the good guys. Going to make it a lot easier to launch down at Marion Bay, so well done to everyone involved there. About $3 million committed. Port Lincoln and Coffin Bay, whiting going off at Tumby and Coffin. School sharks. The school sharks are a bit like a gummy, Sammy. You'll find them on the similar ledges, similar ground, but they've got a bit more of a shovelier nose, so a bit more of an arrow nose, and they're a slightly different colour, as well as some different stuff with their fins, but similar to a gummy with the way they hunt, and they're just going absolutely beautifully off the west coast. They're so thick, I've heard reports of them actually taking jigs. So any fishers will hear that and go, what? Are you serious? But they're honestly taking jigs meant for nanagai and other offshore fish. So that's absolutely incredible. There's salmon schooling up around Coffins. That's going well. And the offshore fishing there is just solid. The weather's been really good, so it's meant people can get out. So all your hotspots, Sammy, if you want to get out there.
That is absolutely brilliant and always comprehensive. We've run out of time, in fact, so we can't fit the tip in.
What?
We can't get Nettie's tip
Not even
in tonight.
quickly?
We've got the news to get to. No.
Stuff the news.
But I can tell you right now, my mother has actually texted me in the last 10 minutes.
Did you call your Sammy?
No, but she did say you can join them on their next trip.
Oh, really?
Got confirmation.
Good, there's room for me.
Mother Hen has said you are in.
Your mum and my mum are the only two listeners on this show, maybe.
they
And
get
Don
along.
and all our other callers.
We love all your contributions to the show. We will get Nettie. We'll get 2 Nettie's tips next week, I reckon. How about that? We'll
We
film that.
need more tips, please. I had a good tip.
I'm sorry.
All
we
right,
have
we're
to
getting
wait.
to it next week. I promise you, everyone, if you're here next week, it's going to be a cracking tip.
I can't wait. See, the suspense is already there. 2 minutes to 7. Thanks for joining us. John Blake to come up next.
If you thought it was tricky to source a great deal on a new Volkswagen, think again.